everyone, and welcome to FanFest Northwest, a brand new one-day convention in Yakima, Washington. The special thing about this con, though, is it is a fundraiser. All the proceeds from this convention go to support Rod's House, which is an organization providing resources for young people experiencing homelessness in Yakima County. And I am a cosplay guest today, so I will be running a panel, and I'll also be judging the cosplay contest today. I'm wearing Supergirl. This is actually the outfit you guys picked for me to wear. I did like a reel. You guys actually, in the comments, a lot of people specifically took the time to write in, I want like this outfit with these shoes, and I actually took your guys' advice. I paired these shoes with this outfit. What can I say? Y'all have like great fashion sense. So we're gonna go get checked in, see what we can see before I have to run my panel, and we're taking y'all with us. Woo. Let's talk schedule. This con opens at 11 a.m. and closes at 7 p.m. The whole thing is only 8 hours long. My panel was scheduled for noon, so I showed up at open so I'd have plenty of time to get set up. And I also had to judge the cosplay contest, which was scheduled for 4 p.m. So I did end up hanging around at the con for most of the time it was open. I didn't have a lot of time to look around before my panel, but I did locate the panel room, take a quick peek at some of the venue space. One of the vendors gave me a projectile pig, and handing out things that you throw at a convention is just such a bold move. It only took me about 2 minutes before I accidentally shot this pig into the stratosphere. What?
Shoot the pig at me.
At you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've got the camera.
Okay. Hello everyone, this is colleen.cosplay reporting live from FanFest Northwest. And I'm about to run my panel. I'm gonna be running my How to Be a YouTuber panel. I actually ran this for the first time in 2023. I ran it at Mid-Valley Comic Art Expo, and fun fact, this is the only panel I've run at a con and has not been recorded and posted to my YouTube. Well, it was recorded, but there were issues. This is a redemption arc is what I'm getting at. I'm running my How to Be a YouTuber panel again, and I think better this time. I basically redid every single slide from the 2023 presentation. Okay, I guess I can give you guys the full story about the issues from before. When I ran my How to Be a YouTuber panel in 2023, it was one of my first panels that I ran solo. And as I was running the panel, a phone went off on stage. Like full volume ringing phone. Unfortunately, it was situated in a place on stage that I just like could not reach it. It was like on the other side of my presentation setup, but the show must go on. So I continued presenting through the ringing phone. And I had kind of recovered when the phone had been called a second time on stage. And I truly just never recovered with that panel after that happened. So even though the actual recording of that panel was fine, I still have the video footage somewhere. I could not bring myself to post it as it was not good, it was bad. However, by the time you're watching this video, the YouTube panel that I recorded at FanFest has already been posted to my YouTube channel, so you can see the 2025 redemption of my YouTube panel if you would like. We're done, and guys, I finished my panel in the 45 minutes. You don't understand how big this is for me. Last night, I ran the panel as a practice, and at 45 minutes, I was on like slide 20 of 50. So I like deleted a bunch of stuff, and I was actually kind of scared today that I would go over, but I finished my panel with just 5 minutes to spare for like if there were extra questions, and sweet spot. We did so good. So YouTube panel is done. I feel like we had a pretty good turnout. I want to say like 7 people at one point. Like that's pretty good for my panels. I feel like it's quite an improvement over the 2023 one. Mr. Colleen Cosplay's experience both live. Did you think it was an improvement?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Straight from Mr. Colleen Cosplay himself. Straight from Mr. Colleen Cosplay.
Gold star.
With the panel done, I now had a lot of hours to kill before the contest, and I really got to take a look around the venue. So let's take a quick tour. Here's the map, and just going from left to right, they have a quiet room. I actually spent a bit of time in the quiet room. They have coloring books, comfy chairs, and of course, it was very quiet. Then moving along down the hallway, you have the main registration tables. There were some tables set up in the hallway as well for different like non-profits and sponsors. They also had this really cool R2-D2 build that was in the hallway, and I got to talk to the maker. It is just such incredible craftsmanship. This was so cool to see. And then we can go into the giant vendors hall main events combo area. So this is where the cosplay contest will be held, as well as some main stage panels and events. They had a really nice stage, and even better, a really nice ramp. Nice ramp. It's a nice ramp.
Nice.
They also had a really good amount of vendors for it being a one-day con, and throughout the day there seemed to be a lot of good foot traffic coming through here, but it never felt so crowded that I felt that I could not access the space in a wheelchair. Just a good amount of foot traffic, but not a dangerous amount. They also had a number of celebrity guests, which I was pretty impressed to see. So I would say this is really the main space of the con where I spent most of my time. The next room over is the gaming room, which I did not go to because I'm not a gamer, but it looked like they had events running from opening to close. Going down the hallway, there's food at the corner, and then there is the panel rooms that I presented in the morning. As far as accessibility review goes, there's not a lot more to say. It was a standard ADA compliant building. The carpets in the convention center are those like really thick carpets that are a bit harder to push the wheelchair over, but I did have my power assist with me the whole time, so it wasn't an issue for me. There was also some really nice outdoor space that I did pictures and just silly stuff. Be honest. Does this bag make my cape look fat?
Yes.
Yes! They also had some food like directly next to the convention center. There was a Dairy Queen that you could like see from the entrance, a Taco Bell around the corner. Lots of different food options if you don't want to eat at the convention center. We did photos. The weather did get much better than it was this morning. So my favorite outdoor location is like out here, like the autumn leaves are just so cute to me. And indoor, they had like a wall with like green lighting. So we did some photos there too. They also do have a free photo booth at this con, so that's an option too. And this con actually has 3 cosplay events. They already did the cosplay parade. That is what I would usually call the hall cosplay contest or hallway contest, and basically it means unjudged, and that's just you want to show off your costume, you're like have a Halloween costume you're trying out, you want to show it off, and you don't want to be judged at all. No prizes, just stage time. I'm judging the craftsmanship contest. Little side note here, I did call this a craftsmanship contest, but I noticed that they don't exactly say that on the website. Their website says that there is no rubric, but criteria typically involved craftsmanship, complexity, stage performance, character accuracy, and more. And there are 3 categories for the contest, and they are split up depending on how much experience you have competing. It does say at the bottom to like, please consider your experience and how much of your costume is handmade and your craftsmanship. It is a craftsmanship contest, but also could kind of not be, kind of up to your interpretation. It is judged, it has prizes. First place gets $100, and then they have an after party contest at a different location. I'm not going to that one either.
I'm glad to be here, and glad we have some special guest judges that are here too.
Woo!
You can even raise a hand or something like that. Colleen is here. See her around and about. Ryan as well.
Hello.
Friend of Yakima, a friend of many, friend of most, I would hope. And we have 3 categories for this. And again, this is all for fun. It's for the sake of fun. But there are some prizes to be given away. The grand prize being a buy 10 copies, get one free coupon. Isn't that? No, nothing like that. Cash prizes as they go through here.
Final thoughts, but first of all, honorable mention to Nick's Crafty Creations for this crochet Flora sweater I got at con today. It looks super cute. New Flora cosplay, I guess. Final thoughts on Cosplay Contest. So it was a pretty good turnout. I want to say like 30 contestants, maybe. Is that a good guess? 20 or 30 contestants?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. So we had a pretty good turnout. There was no prejudging, which is like typical for a con like this. We did talk about prejudging early on, and there's just not enough hours in the day. It's an 8-hour con. I have to spend 1 hour doing my panel, and then judging the cosplay contest. It starts at 4, so that's another 3 hours gone because you can't do prejudging after the contest. So like we're already down to 4 hours that we could even do prejudging where I'm available, and then you need the room to be available. You get where I'm going. So that's fine though. That's how a lot of cons are run. The way they did it is that there was a sign-up sheet. There were online sign-ups, which I do appreciate, but a lot of people also signed up day of. And on this sign-up sheet, you could write something about your costume. And my hope was that people would write stuff like, I handmade the foam work and I purchased the clothing, like something like that. That's what I was expecting. A few people did that, which was incredibly helpful, but a lot of people just did not fill out anything for their costume. Thankfully, I was in the front row, but I was like looking so close to see those seams and be like, are those like store-bought costume seams? Are those handmade seams? Is there fraying? Like, it was a bit difficult because sharing how much you made of your costume was optional. It meant that a lot of people just didn't write anything. And maybe they handmade it, maybe they didn't. We didn't really know. There was supposed to be a third judge. It sounds like something came up. They couldn't get someone else in as a third, out of their control sort of situation. So just having 2 of us and only having like 30 seconds of stage time per person and not a lot of info on who made what made it a little bit difficult. However, I am still pretty happy with our picks for the contest. I think all the wins were well deserved. I think it went pretty well. Overall thoughts on the con, it was actually really fun. I had a really fun day today. I feel like there's quite a bit to do for an 8-hour con. They had gaming, they had celebrity guests, there was a panel on the main stage pretty much all day. On top of the workshop panel room I was in running panels during the day, so there was plenty to do. They sound excited to do another year in the future. I'd love to see them come back, maybe even as a 2-day con. I'd be all for that, just like kind of seeing how it grows over the years. So yeah, super excited for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!